Have you ever wondered what really happens to your body when a man takes Tadalafil every single day for a month? Some men notice surprising changes within the first 2 weeks. More energy, better circulation, even a renewed sense of confidence. But others experience silent side effects that no one talks about. My name is Dr. Rebecca Hayes. I'm a medical doctor who has spent more than 15 years helping men over 50 take care of their health, vitality, and quality of life. And in today's video, we're going to explore the truth behind daily Tadalafil use. What actually happens inside your body, what improves, and what needs extra caution. Tadalafil is a well-known medication often compared to Viagra, but it works differently. It can stay active in the body for up to 36 hours, which is why people call it the weekend pill. Now imagine taking it not just once, but every day. What would that mean for your heart, your prostate, your mood, and your energy? To make this clearer, I'll share the story of one of my patients, Mr. James, a 66-year-old man who decided to try it under medical supervision. His experience reveals both the benefits and the hidden risks that every man should understand. When Mr. James, a 66-year-old retired engineer, came to my office, he looked both excited and hesitant. He smiled and said, "Doctor, I want to take Tadalafil every day. I'm tired of planning my private life around a pill." That sentence, I must confess, is something I've heard from many men of his age. They want to feel spontaneous again, to enjoy intimacy naturally, without the pressure of preparation or performance. It's not just about sex, it's about confidence, youth, and the feeling of being alive. Mr. James had been healthy for most of his life. His blood pressure was under control, and he walked every morning with his wife, Helen. But lately, he felt something was missing. His energy was low, and he noticed that his erections were no longer as firm or frequent as before. That bothered him deeply, even though he didn't admit it at first. Like many men, he believed Tadalafil was a kind of vitamin for masculinity, something harmless that would bring his old strength back. What he didn't realize was that this medication affects much more than just the genital area. It influences blood vessels throughout the entire body, including those in the heart, the brain, and the prostate. When he told me about his plan, I didn't say yes or no. Instead, I explained that if he wanted to start, we would do it carefully. I would monitor every stage, from the first week to the first month, so we could understand exactly how his body responded. We agreed on a plan, a low daily dose, combined with simple lifestyle habits, hydration, balanced meals, and light exercise. I asked him to write down any changes he noticed: energy, mood, sleep, urination, and of course, intimacy. That was the beginning of his 30-day journey, a journey not just about medication, but about rediscovering the connection between his body, his mind, and his sense of manhood. Before we go deeper into Mr. James's story, it's important to understand how Tadalafil actually works. I'll keep it simple. No complicated medical jargon. Inside the body, there's an enzyme called PDE5. Think of this enzyme as a tiny brake that limits how much your blood vessels can open. When PDE5 is active, blood flow is restricted, especially to areas like the penis and the prostate. Tadalafil works by releasing that brake. It blocks the enzyme, allowing the blood vessels to open wider, improving circulation not only to the sexual organs, but throughout the entire body. This means more oxygen reaches your muscles, your brain, even your heart. That's why many men feel more energetic and alert when they start using it. Unlike Viagra, which acts quickly and fades after a few hours, Tadalafil stays in the bloodstream for up to 36 hours. That's why it's often called the weekend pill. But when taken daily in smaller doses, it works more like a gentle background support, keeping the body in a constant state of readiness. However, this always-on effect is exactly what makes it tricky, because it influences blood flow everywhere, not just in one part of the body. It can also affect blood pressure, digestion, and even mood. That's why Tadalafil is not a vitamin or a supplement. It's a powerful medication that requires attention, adjustment, and medical supervision. Used correctly, it can help improve circulation, prostate health, and confidence. But used carelessly, it can cause discomfort or even hide deeper problems, like diabetes or heart disease. With this understanding, let's see what happened when Mr. James began his daily routine. The first week is always the most delicate. It's the moment when the body begins to adjust, like tuning a musical instrument after years of silence. On the first few days, Mr. James called to tell me he had a slight headache. His nose felt a bit stuffy, and his lower back was sore. He was worried, so I explained gently that these were common effects. Tadalafil expands blood vessels, and while that improves circulation, it can also create pressure changes in the head and muscles. After I reassured him, he decided to continue, and something interesting happened. By the fourth day, his energy began to rise. He noticed that during his morning walks, he didn't get tired as quickly. He said, "Doctor, it's strange. My legs feel lighter." That's not surprising. When the blood flows more freely, the heart doesn't need to work as hard, and the muscles receive more oxygen. It's like the engine of a car finally getting clean fuel after years of residue. By the end of the week, the minor discomforts had faded. His sleep was slightly better, and his mood had improved. He even joked that Helen, his wife, said he was smiling more often. I reminded him that this first phase was only the beginning. His body was learning to balance the new rhythm, a constant but gentle state of vasodilation. It's essential not to rush or increase the dose during this period. The goal is not faster results, but steady adaptation. At our follow-up, I encouraged him to keep drinking more water, avoid heavy dinners, and note any sensations, good or bad. Awareness is the foundation of safe progress. The first 7 days are about observation, not results. They teach the body, and the mind, to respond calmly to change. 2 weeks later, when Mr. James returned for his checkup, his expression was completely different. He looked more relaxed, with a spark in his eyes that hadn't been there before. "Doctor," he said, "something has changed. I'm waking up feeling more alive, and those morning erections that disappeared years ago, they're back. That's one of the first signs that the body's circulation is responding well. When blood flow becomes more efficient, oxygen and nutrients reach every cell with greater ease. It's not just about intimacy, it's about vitality." Mr. James told me that his walks with Helen had become easier. He could go longer distances without losing breath. Even his mood was different. Calmer. Steadier. He said he felt like his mind was clearer, as if a fog had lifted. At the same time, another change caught his attention. He wasn't waking up to urinate as often during the night. That's because Tadalafil, in low daily doses, helps relax the muscles of the bladder and prostate. For men with an enlarged prostate, this can bring real relief. A stronger, smoother urine flow and fewer nighttime interruptions. It's like unclogging a pipe that had been narrowing slowly for years. When the flow improves, everything works with less pressure. Still, I reminded him, the medication may help, but we must keep it balanced. Continue your walks, eat lighter dinners, and avoid alcohol before bedtime. He nodded and smiled. He was starting to realize that this was not just a pill. It was part of a broader transformation. By the end of the second week, Mr. James wasn't just seeing physical results. He was regaining something deeper, confidence. And when confidence returns, so does the quiet joy of feeling like yourself again. By the end of 30 days, the transformation in Mr. James was clear. He walked into my office standing taller, speaking with a quiet confidence. He said, "Doctor, I feel younger. I have more energy during the day, and Helen says I'm smiling even when I'm doing nothing." His blood pressure was stable, his sleep was deeper, and his morning walks had become part of his routine again. Most importantly, he felt in control of his body, something many men start to lose after a certain age. But I also reminded him, every benefit can have a shadow. Tadalafil may open the vessels and refresh the mind, but it can also bring unwanted effects. In his case, mild heartburn had appeared after dinner, and a dull ache in the lower back sometimes lingered in the mornings. These are common reactions when the body processes increased blood flow and pressure changes. For some men, they fade. For others, they become a reason to pause the treatment. The bigger risk, however, isn't physical, it's psychological. Many men begin to believe that without the pill, they cannot perform, cannot please, cannot be themselves. This invisible dependency can quietly steal the very confidence that Tadalafil helped restore. That's why I told Mr. James, the pill may open the door, but you're the one who must walk through it. Medication is a tool, not a definition of masculinity. There are also safety rules that should never be ignored. Tadalafil must never be combined with nitrate medications used for heart problems. The mix can cause a dangerous drop in blood pressure. Men with heart disease, liver, or kidney issues must always check with their doctor first. Mr. James took these words seriously. He began to see that health is a balance, not just between body and medicine, but between trust and awareness. By the end of the month, he wasn't simply taking a pill. He was learning from it, understanding his rhythms, observing his energy, and noticing how his choices shaped his well-being. That's the real power of a guided approach. It's not about the drug. It's about the discipline of care. When I saw how well Mr. James was responding, I introduced a simple plan I call the 7-14-30 method. It's not a treatment. It's a way to stay conscious of what your body is saying. During the first 7 days, I asked him to keep a small notebook. Each evening, he wrote down how he felt, his energy, his sleep, his mood, his appetite, even how often he went to the bathroom. No judgment, no analysis, just observation. Those notes helped us see the small shifts that usually go unnoticed. At 14 days, we added movement. He began walking at least 20 to 30 minutes every morning. Physical activity reinforces the medicine's effects by naturally improving circulation. We also adjusted his diet, more fruits rich in antioxidants like pomegranate, grapes, and oranges. They protect blood vessels and enhance the benefits of Tadalafil. He reduced coffee after lunch and avoided alcohol before bed. At 30 days came reflection. Was the improvement still growing? Were the side effects tolerable? Could he feel better even on days he skipped the pill? That final question was the most important one, because it showed whether his health was truly improving or if he was simply leaning on the medication. The 7-14-30 plan turned a daily pill into a learning journey. It reminded Mr. James that his body is intelligent and that awareness is a man's best medicine. After his first month, Mr. James felt stronger, lighter, and more confident. But I reminded him that real success wasn't about taking a pill forever. It was about learning how to keep the benefits without becoming dependent. So, we built a maintenance plan around 3 simple pillars. The first pillar was regular medical checkups. Every 3 months, Mr. James would have his heart, blood sugar, hormones, and prostate evaluated. These simple tests helped us confirm that everything stayed balanced. Sometimes the results even told us when it was time to lower the dose or take a break completely. The second pillar was lifestyle. He continued his daily walks, stayed hydrated, and made his meals lighter. He limited alcohol and processed foods, knowing that these can dull circulation and reduce the body's natural response. Good habits became his new medicine. The third pillar was mindset. I reminded him that the pill is not his identity. True confidence comes from within, from self-respect, emotional balance, and a calm mind. He began meditating for 10 minutes each morning, simply breathing and relaxing his body. That quiet practice grounded him more than any drug could. Over time, Mr. James noticed something powerful. Even when he didn't take Tadalafil, he still felt good. His body had learned the rhythm of vitality again. That's the real goal. Not to depend, but to strengthen. Because when a man realizes that his health is in his hands, he stops chasing youth and starts building it. Tadalafil can be a helpful ally, but it's not a magic solution. It opens the door, yet the strength to walk through must come from you. Real and lasting improvement happens when medication works together with good habits, regular checkups, and self-awareness. When you understand your body, you become the true guardian of your health. If you ever decide to use Tadalafil, do it with medical supervision. Never mix it with heart medicines that contain nitrates, and never assume it's as harmless as a vitamin. Your heart, your circulation, and your prostate deserve attention, not improvisation. And remember this, your sexual health is not separate from the rest of your body. If your erections weaken, it might be your heart asking for care, or your metabolism sending a signal. Listen to those signs. They speak quietly, but truthfully. Mr. James learned that vitality isn't found in a box of pills. It's built, day by day, through choices, patience, and discipline. He no longer depends on the medication. He depends on himself. So, take care of your body with the same respect you give to the people you love. Because your well-being is not just about living longer, it's about living well. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to this channel. Here, you'll always find science-based guidance to help you age with strength, balance, and dignity.